Hey, what's going on? YouTube? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I thought y'all wasn't gonna see your boy again. Uh-huh. Guess what? I'm back. So what's new with y'all? How y'all doing out there? How y'all feeling? Huh? Anyway, y'all know who it is, man. For those of y'all that don't know, let me introduce or reintroduce myself to the YouTube world. I am Intergalactic Brew, the one and the only. And you know what? I was thinking, it's Monday. It's a beautiful day outside. The weather is nice. I'm feeling pretty nice. I'm feeling pretty good. So I figured I'd come on here and I would chat with my lovely YouTube affiliates. You know, everybody out there in YouTube land. But what I really came on here to talk about, you already know, man. Football season, the sport, the real sport that everybody's looking forward to. Had to make sure no distractions were there, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, football, the sport that everybody's looking forward to, the real season of the year, you know, is not too far away. And I figured it's a couple of days after the draft, or been a couple of days after the draft, and I figured I'm seeing all of these posts and all of these comments and everybody speaking their piece on the draft. So I figured, wait a minute. I haven't got a chance to speak mine. So what better way than to do it now? Feel me? So now is the time, and I'm going to take this time to speak my piece on the Atlanta Falcons 2013 NFL Draft, because that's my team. That's who I support. And that's who I'm standing behind. Been standing behind since 98. Please believe. So yeah, man. Let's go ahead and cut right to the chase. So, we knew what the needs were this year. Obviously, it was defensive oriented or defense oriented. Yeah, I said that right. Defense oriented. So, pretty much, we had to go after defenders. And I think we did a pretty good job of that. I think we got some solid additions to this team, more specifically for our secondary, which is looking like a pawn shop right now. You know what I'm saying? It's guys just going out left and right, and we got to re-up. So what better way than to re-up? What better way than to put more tools in the shed, so to speak, than the NFL draft, which is, the convenience store of football. That's where the best players from college come and eventually get molded and evolve into potential superstars. Then later on, a few years later, Hall of Famers. So, that's how it went down. But yeah, just want to talk about these draft picks, man. I think all of them are really, really good. I think all of them bring a lot to this team. I think they all have their own special traits, you know. So yeah. First off, got to talk about the top pick, Desmond Trufant. I can say that I did see this coming. I know a lot of people will say I didn't see this coming, but yes, I believe he would have been one of the top choices of the Falcons based off of his skill set and what he can do. I thought he was a good fit for us. He was fast. can cover well, has very good awareness for the ball, versatile, can play inside and out on special teams, team captain, stellar character. All that fits into the Thomas Dimitroff, Arthur Blank, Mike Smith criteria. So I did believe that he would be one of the choices that we would pick. I just wasn't sure. I actually narrowed it down to 3 people. It was either going to be him, Jamar Taylor, or possibly David Amerson. Just my opinion. But I was right anyway because we got him now, But I think he's going to bring the heat, man. I mean, I've watched a lot of HL highlights for y'all that don't like to abbreviate stuff. I've watched a lot of footage, a lot of highlights on this guy. When I first saw him on the mock draft boards, I immediately went and started, watching my highlights and stuff and my footage on him. And I was really impressed with what I saw. And after seeing the few highlights and the bit of footage that I did see, I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and name him and claim him. So, when I saw everybody else on YouTube posting, their little predictions on who he was going to come to, I put down my stamp of approval and said that he was going to be wearing the red and black. And he is. So there you go. In your face. All for your jaw meat. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I definitely think Desmond's gonna come in and contribute right away. I think he's gonna be able to keep up with some of the faster receivers that we're gonna face this year, because the schedule is even tougher this year than it was last year. But I mean, hey, when you're a potential championship team, that's how it is. So, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, as the old cliche goes. So, but I think Desmond will be able to handle it. He comes from a rich, talented football family. It's well documented. His brothers play for the league, or play in the league, I should say. So, he's kind of got a leg up on everybody. I mean, literally everybody. So, yeah, man, I'm happy True came to the A. He gonna show up and show out. Like you're supposed to do if you're an Atlanta Falcon. And he's gonna be giving licks and getting picks. So that's how I pretty much see that. But yeah, man, I definitely think you put him left or right, and then you have Zunt, big play Zunt, Asante, or as I like to call him, the swagged out assassin, over on, the right or wherever, we're going to do some damage. And that's all there is to it. Going on, second round, we got Robert Alford. Alfred. Hope I didn't butcher his last name. But yeah, got this cat named Robert Alford from southeastern Louisiana, I believe. You know how Dimitroff is, on the small school guys. He turns those guys from nothing into something. So I'm sure this cat will be no exception. So yeah, I watched some of his highlights and footage, and just like True, I was real impressed with him. He's got good footwork. Can run with some of the faster receivers. He's also very good on special teams. No, he's more than good. He's awesome. Return man, which is something that we've been dying for ever since the boys Special Wings, went out to the Midwest. Shout out to Special Wings. Even though you're in a Bears uniform, you'll forever be a Falcon to me. And that's just real. I still got love for my boy. special wings. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, Robert Alford, man, I'm really amazed at his talent. I'm sure he'll come in and contribute right away. Um, I don't know if he'll be playing outside or inside. Um, Coach Nolan knows what's best, so I'm sure he'll put him in the best position to succeed, and that's pretty much going to be that, you know. And the beautiful thing about these two cornerbacks is they could pretty much play in any scheme, especially True, you know. So pretty much we can play around with these two guys, you know what I mean? Like we could press them up against the bigger guys, have them, playing zone, whatever. You know what I mean? So that's a beautiful luxury to have. But anyway, going on before this video runs too long. We got DEs. We drafted some DEs, which was good. The fan base, we were calling for some DEs, and TD brung them home, as always. Asking you shall receive. We got the boy from Clemson, Malachi Goodman. I almost say Goodman. I mean Goodwin. Goodman, Malachi Goodman from Clemson. And there's really nothing need to be said, man. I mean, he's a Clemson DE, man. Those guys always bring it, they're fast, strong, aggressive, physical, know how to beat, know how to win their one-on-one matchups. So, he should be a pretty good fit for us, and hopefully he'll be able to win himself a roster spot and get out on the field and do his thing. He tore it up in college, especially in that bowl game against LSU. He straight squashed those dudes like it was nothing. So it's just only gonna get better from here, And plus, he's young too. That's the trend now. You got to get young. If you're not getting young, then you're not going far. So that's what that's pretty much summing all that up. And then we got another DE from TCU, Stanley Mapunga. Got a little international flavor on the team, which is always good. Got a chance to look at some of his highlights too. He was crushing dudes too. A little undersized for a DE, but he said, looks can be deceiving. And for what I've seen, I believe him. So there you go. And plus, one thing that's really interesting about this dude is that he knows RG3. So when we play the Redskins, hopefully he could be the secret weapon and help us take down RG3 once again. So, Robert, be afraid. Be very afraid. That's all I got to say. But let's see, who else did we get? Oh yeah, we got a tight end, another position of need we were calling for, because the boy Gonzo came back for one more round, and we're gonna bring home the chip for him, and send him off right. But once we do that, we gonna have a little rebuilding process and let the kids, let the kids try out and try to step up and fill those shoes, But the T that we drafted, his name is Levine Toyololo. I think that's how you say that. But yeah, he's good though. From what I've seen, he's huge. Like the guy is like a mountain. Like I think he goes like what, 6'8", something like that. So yeah, man, he's wow. and he's fast. Can run over can run across the middle of the field. He's not afraid of contact. Can make the tough catches. Can run away from linebackers and safeties and whoever else. And yeah, he's from Stanford, so that's the cream of the crop. When it comes to tight ends, I mean, you got Kobe Fleener, Zach Ertz, and then there's Toyololo. So yeah, man, we got a good one there. And then the other two picks that I personally like are both safeties, and they both come from very good schools, UCF and of course ND, Notre Dame, Zeke Mata and Kamal Ishmael. Now Zeke Mata, I had actually saw him a couple of times this past football season when college was on. I've actually seen him. I actually saw him play a few games. I just never really knew his name. But now that I know his name, yeah, that guy is, goodness, that guy is a darn human battering ram, kamikaze, whatever you want to call him. Like, that dude wrecks people, you know. So yeah, man, definitely want to see him start sometime, and I know he will. But yeah, man. I mean, he can hit, he can cover, and he's got the total package, man. That's got Atlanta Falcons written all over it. So it's really nothing to be said. But he's gonna come and do his thing, as is Ishmael from UCF. Again, another tough, badass safety, loves to hit people and can cover. So that's how we do around these parts, man. That's how we do it here around the A, man. We versatile around here. We just don't stay in one zone, man. We zoned out over here. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Like I say, man, another good draft for my birds. Another good day at the office for Dimitrov and crew. And yeah, man, I think along with Osi and Jax and the boy Brian Banks, who we signed, the boy that just got released or was acquitted, from those charges or whatnot. I think with these three guys, along with our draft picks, man, I think we got ourselves a championship team here. Wouldn't you agree, DBN? I know I do. I know a lot of the other teams out there with fans don't, especially the Aints and the Yuccaneers and the Pussycats and, the Sea Chickens and everybody else. But anyway, I didn't come on here to stir the pot. I'm gonna wait till preseason to do that. But anyway, just putting it out there. But yeah, man, it was a great draft. I think it's probably, one of the better drafts we've had in a long time. And I'm just excited, man. I'm just ready for September to get here. I'm ready for preseason to get here, first and foremost, so we can see these cats up close and personal firsthand. But I think it's going to be an even better year than last year. And, once we get to the playoffs, we're going to win the NFC Championship. No, wait, let me rewind that. We're going to win the first round. Then we're going to win the divisional round. We're going to win the NFC Championship. We're going to New York. And we're going to get our redemption. And we're going to win the Super Bowl in MetLife Stadium. And that's all there is to it. And with that being said, I'm out like cable power. Y'all know the deal. Any other teams with fans that got a problem with it, holla at me. Two fingers.